I swear, one of America's pastime is to blame black men for its ills, no matter how the lie may form itself. Now, I just recently did a video about a woman who had a son that was autistic that was killed, most likely by her, who claimed that she was robbed by these two black men, took her phone. They were looking for drugs and then kidnapped her son, and then they quote unquote killed her son when it was really her that did it. Fast forward to this story right here, where you have this man by the name of Christopher Keys, who is a Christian teacher. It's always a Christian teacher or someone in the Christian faith who alleged that he was kidnapped by some black men, but it turns out that that was a lie. This man was not kidnapped by anybody. The reason why he claimed he was kidnapped by black men, and I think it was two of them, is because he was caught soliciting sex with a male prostitute. In the words of The Rock, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson from the Attitude Era, formerly known as the WWF, now known as the WWE, you sick freak. So it makes you wonder, what kind of sick, twisted fantasies do you have about black men? Let me tell you something right now. This is something that just popped into my head. This guy got caught soliciting sex with a male prostitute. We don't know what the ethnicity of the male prostitute is, but the fact that he claimed that he was kidnapped by two black men, but it turns out that he was soliciting sex with a male prostitute, it makes you wonder what kind of sick, twisted fantasies he has about black men. And it shouldn't surprise anybody because it goes all the way back to the buck breaking days of antebellum slavery when it comes to PC males and the quote unquote black buck. But let me go ahead and get into this article. It says a former teacher at a Christian school in Macon, Georgia, has been charged with solicitation of sodomy after claiming that he was in a hotel room because two black men had kidnapped him. See what I mean? He probably wishes he was kidnapped by two black men. Christopher Keys, age 56, was arrested by Bibb County police officers after they investigated a rumor about a carjacking and a kidnapping at a CVS last week. The rumor stemmed from a Facebook post since deleted, which alleged that Keys was at a CVS on May 19th when two black males quickly jumped in his vehicle and put a gun to his head. And see, that's the thing. They use the stereotypical thing, and notice they always say two black men. I'm trying to figure out what is their obsession with two black males. It was two black males that stole candy from a baby. It was two black males that got stealing the rims off of a car. It was two black males that tried to take my purse. It was two black males that tried to kidnap me. It was two black males that tried to kill me. It was two black males that tried to rape me. It keeps going on and on and on. I know I'm being a little, I know I'm being extra with that, but don't tell me that's not what they say. It then claimed a former teacher at a private Christian school named Tatnall Square Academy was driven to a nearby motel where the men robbed him, stealing his cell phone and $70. Doesn't that sound just like the story that woman gave, the one with the autistic son, where she said they tried to take her phone and they tried to take something. I think they tried to kidnap the son, and I think it was money involved. I know it was drugs too, or they were looking for drugs. And it's the same thing. See, the thing is, society has put out this stereotype of what the aesthetic black man is and what he does. He's a drug dealer. He's a pimp, a murderer, a rapist, overly sexualized, an over-sexualized demon, all types of things. And they use that to try to get themselves off from something. But when you dig, but thankfully, people aren't falling for it. Now, if this was back in the day, then yeah, this goes back to Emmett Till. That's where they get it from. That is why I keep telling y'all, they are not far removed from their ancestors. And I'm not talking about going all the way back when. I'm talking about probably in the last 20 years. It's very recent. Last 20, 30, 40, 50, maybe 60 years. We don't have to go all the way back to the plantation. They've been doing this. And a lot of people think that it's just the palm colored women that do it. No, as you can see, the men do it too. Probably not as often, or it doesn't get put out there like that as much, but it's there. And this right here is a perfect example of that. And the scary part about it is, what if the authorities believed his story? They would have just tried to look for two black men. And because the description was just two black men, that's a very vague description. It could be anybody. Now with that woman, she said they were two black men. They had cornrows. Man, let me continue. It's ridiculous. The woman who wrote the original post told 13 WMAZ that she had heard the story from her daughter, who heard it from Keys. But police say that rather than kidnapped and taken to the motel against his will, Keys was at a Regency Inn on Eisenhower Parkway to meet another man, which is where he was reportedly robbed by two men. He allegedly fabricated the kidnapping to prevent family from finding out why he was at the motel. Well, they know now, and now you should be brought up on charges. Keys told police that while in his room, a man knocked on his door. Keys allowed him to enter, after which the man reportedly told Keys to get on the bed and held a gun to his head. A second man then entered while the first left the room to steal Keys' wallet from his truck. After the men left, Keys reported the incident to the sheriff's office as a personal armed robbery, according to a police release. Any PC person, whether man or woman, who comes up with a fabricated story like this and they throw black men into it, automatically, in my eyes, deems them as a racist. Because they never say two men. They never leave the race out of it. They always put the race in every time. It's always two black men. Never two Asian men, never two Hispanic men, never two Arab men, never two Native American men. Always two black men. Keys attended the motel intending to meet another man after responding to a Craigslist ad. Per the Bibb County Sheriff's Office, an investigation revealed that Keys had been a frequent visitor to the Regency Inn and Suites since January. 13 WMAZ reported that Keys told sheriff's deputies that he liked to play around and was married to a woman. So he is on, or was on, the DL. Keys told deputy at the time of the initial report that he did not want this to get out and that he did not want deputies to talk to his relatives. The sheriff's office release states. Keys said that he was going to tell his father that he was kidnapped from another location and brought to the motel. While investigating the robbery, police said they had uncovered information which led to Keys' arrest on May 21st. He has been charged with solicitation of sodomy, a misdemeanor offense, and was released on May 22nd after posting a $1,500 bond. It should be a crime to falsely accuse a group of people of these type of crimes. Now, what if it was reversed? Now, here's the crazy part about it. He may not be as big as Andrew Phillum down there in Florida, but he should have got the same kind of scrutiny that Andrew Phillum should have received. But we know why that was. Andrew Phillum is a black guy. This guy is PC. But the difference is Andrew Phillum did not say that it was two black males that so-called kidnapped him or set him up. He just had to. The way that I want to say this won't sound right, so I'm going to rearrange it. Andrew Phillum just had to deal with it. This guy, on the other hand, lied and said he was kidnapped and robbed by two black men at this motel. And that was the first thing that came to his mind, was two black men. Because like I said, the aesthetic of the black man. Sorry about that. I accidentally pulled the cord out of my damn microphone and was talking into a dead mic. Luckily, it didn't get too far in the recorder. So if it was some little space right there, that's what happened. But anyway, I was towards the end of the article. Anyway, it just basically went on to say that this guy no longer works at the school and everything like that. But yeah, the guy's definitely a racist. He's also a freak as well. And he was keeping his life. Of course, he lived on the down low. They said he said he was married. And instead of him just coming out to his family and his friends saying, look, this is the lifestyle that I lead, This is how I choose to live my life. He decides to lie and make up that he was kidnapped by two imaginary big black boogeymen that just came and just swiped him up. Like I said, that is a textbook racist, because like I said, if this was back in the 50s or somewhere around that time, that lie would be easily believed. Lies like that is what got a lot of black men killed back then. Lies like that is what got a lot of black towns destroyed. Lies like that is what got a lot of black families torn apart. And they're still doing it today. The only difference is a lot of people, for the most part, aren't falling for it, because it doesn't make any sense. None. Why would two black men kidnap you just because? Like, for what? And when it just turns, and then the thing is, he made it even worse for himself, because now he has those charges to his name. He's most likely fired from his job, and he's practically exposed. I hope that if he is married, like he claims, that his wife takes him to the cleaners and cleans him out and leaves him with nothing more than whatever else he could, with lint. And then he won't have to constantly go back and forth to that hotel or wherever he's been going to since January. Now, going into this, I'm thinking that he was soliciting sex with probably a minor prostitute. So, I mean, they can't get him on like statutory rape or anything like that. But still, at the same time, you came up with this wild thing at the last minute to say you was kidnapped by two black men, when you was really there to solicit sex with a male prostitute, and they said he worked at a Christian school. I tell you, some of them biggest Bible thumpers be the biggest freaks.